Assalamu alaikum students, this is Mariam Akhtar and today I am here to talk to you about the crystal defects. So here is the outline of the topic that what we are going to study in this topic. We will discuss about the microstructure of the materials, crystal defects and the causes, types of the defects and the effect of the defects on the crystal properties. First of all, we will discuss about the microstructure of the materials. Solids are classified into three main classes. First one is the amorphous solids, second one is the polycrystalline solids, and the third one is crystalline solids. Amorphous solids have no recognizable long-range order. Polycrystalline solids are those which are completely ordered in the segments, while in crystalline solids the entire solid is made up of atoms that are arranged in an orderly array. So you can also see in the given diagrams of the amorphous, polycrystalline and the crystalline solids. Amorphous solids, you can see here the atoms are not arranged in an ordered way. Polycrystalline solids, in this you can see the atoms are arranged in different segments and each segment contains the atoms of an orderly arranged way. While in crystalline solids, the atoms are arranged in an orderly manner. So next is the introduction to crystal defects. Crystalline material has a crystal structure where the atoms are positioned in a definite pattern which is repetitive over large atomic distance. Crystal defects are also known as the crystallographic defects. Crystallographic defects are the interruption of the regular patterns in crystalline solids. Defects are the imperfections which cause disruption in which otherwise would be a perfect lattice. Here, perfect lattice considered as the idealization. These imperfections result from the deformation of solids by rapid cooling from high temperature or high energy radiation that strike to the solid. The properties of a material are sensitive to the deviations from the crystalline perfection. The influence is not always adverse, and often specific defects are deliberately introduced to manipulate certain characteristics. These defects influence the solid's mechanical properties, electrical properties, as well as their optical behavior. And next is the types of the crystal defects. Crystal defects are classified on the basis of their dimensionality. So they are classified into basically four types. First one is the point defects, second one is the line defects, third one is the surface defects, and the fourth one is bulk or volume defects. Point defects are further divided into five types, that are substitutional defects, interstitial defects, vacancy defects, Schottky defects, and the fifth one is the Frenkel defects. Similarly, line defects are also divided into further two types, that are edge dislocation and screw dislocation. Now we will discuss all the defects types one by one. First one is the point defects. Point defects are defects that occur only at or around a single lattice point. It can also be defined as the point defects are the irregularities or the deviations from ideal arrangement around a point or an atom in a crystalline substance. As you can see here in the diagram, there are three types of the point defects, that any atom from the outside come into the lattice and substitute the lattice atoms. Therefore, this is known as substitutional impurity, while other atoms as an impurity occupy the interstices of the crystal lattice causes interstitial impurity. So next are the types of the point defects. First one is the substitutional defects. It is a type of defect where impurity atoms take up the lattice position that are normally occupied by the atoms that make up the crystal. An example of such defect is the presence of zinc in brass, where zinc atoms replace the copper atom. And the other example is given in the diagram that you can see here is a crystalline lattice of sodium chloride. So in the sodium chloride crystalline lattice, strontium atom replaces the sodium ion. So sodium ion can be replaced by the strontium. So here is the substitution. So these defects are called substitutional defects. In the case of an impurity, the atom is often incorporated at a regular atomic site in the crystal structure. This is neither a vacant site nor is the atom on an interstitial site, and it is called a substitutional defect. The atom is not supposed to be anywhere in the crystal and thus considered as an impurity. Next type is the interstitial defects. What is interstitial? Interstitial can be defined as an atom located in a void. Now the question arises, what is void? Void is a position that is not a part of the lattice. So interstitial is an atom located in a void within the crystal lattice. Interstitial defects are the atoms that occupy a site in the crystal structure at which there is usually not an atom. So this is a site where no one atom is present. Small atoms, mostly we consider them impurities, in some crystals can occupy the interstices without any high energy. For example, hydrogen in palladium. As interstitial defects involve the addition of an extra atom within a crystal structure, they increase the density of the substance. In the given diagram, you can see the interstitial site. In this diagram, the given crystal lattice, the atom from within the crystal lattice replaces and leaves its site and moves to the interstitial site, causes the vacancy in its original position and causes interstitial defect. Next type is the vacancy defects. So what is the vacancy? Vacancy can be defined as the absence of an atom in a lattice point from its normal position. So we can say that a missing atom from the crystal lattice. Vacancy defects are lattice sites which would be occupied in a perfect crystal but are vacant. Vacancies are formed when the atoms are removed from their lattice positions as a result of thermal fluctuations. Vacancies can also be formed as a result of the radiation damage. If a neighboring atom moves to occupy the vacant site, the vacancy moves in the opposite direction to the site which is used to be occupied by the moving atom. The stability of the surrounding crystal structure guarantees that the neighboring atoms will not simply collapse around the vacancy. Vacancies are also introduced into the metals as well as alloys during the solidification at high temperature or due to the radiation damage. So next is the Schottky defects. It is a pair of the vacancies in ionically bonded material due to the missing of equal number of cations and anions from the crystal site. It results in the decrease of the density of the crystal. It is shown by the ionic substances in which the cations and anions are of almost similar sizes. For example, sodium chloride and potassium chloride. Since both cations and anions leave the lattice and for every anion vacancy there exists a cation vacancy. Overall charge neutrality is maintained. As in the given diagram, you can see that there is the missing of a cation as well as an anion. So there is an equal number of cations and anions that are present in the crystal lattice and therefore the neutrality is maintained. Next is the Frenkel defects. A nearby pair of a vacancy and an interstitial is often called a Frenkel defect or a Frenkel pair. This is caused when an ion, usually cations, move from the normal lattice position and occupy an interstitial site, creating a vacancy at its lattice sites. So, this is the diagram that is given below in the slide. You can see that there is cation missing from its original position and occupies at the interstitial site of the crystal lattice and causes Frenkel defect. There is no change in the density of the crystalline solids. In the next slide, we have the comparison of Frenkel and Schottky defects. So, first of all, Frenkel defect is due to the displacement of ions, usually cations, from the lattice sites to interstitial sites, while in Schottky defect they occur due to the equal number of cations and anions missing from the lattice sites. Frenkel defects have no effect on the density of the crystal, while Schottky effect causes a decrease in the density of the crystal. Similarly, Frenkel defects found in the crystals with huge difference in the sizes of cations and anion. Usually, size of the anion is greater than the size of the cation, while in Schottky defects, size of the cation is comparable to that of the anion. Next is difference is the example. Examples of the Frenkel defects include silver chloride and zinc sulfide, while in Schottky defects, sodium chloride and potassium chloride are the main examples. There are the two main points that are given below the table, that is, silver bromide has both Schottky and Frenkel defects, and the other one is Frenkel defects are not found in the pure alkali metal halides because cations are of larger size, while in Frenkel defect to be occurred, there must be the size of the cations and anion different. The size of anion must be greater than the size of the cation. In this slide, there is the comparison of various point defects. So, we have already discussed about the definitions of these defects. Now we will discuss about the occurrence of these defects and the effect of these defects on the density. So first is the vacancy defects. Vacancy defects are present in non-ionic solids and there is the decrease of the density in the substance. While in case of interstitial defects, the density remains same and the interstitial defects occur in the non-ionic solids. Schottky defects are present in the ionic solids and they also decrease the density of the substance. Frenkel defects are present in the ionic solids while the density remains same of the substance after these defects occurring. So this is all about my presentation. If you have any queries, do ask questions. Thank you.